I figured out that my HP Media Smart webcam can only go up to 10 minutes, so I've had to make 2 videos for this. But as I was saying, yeah, it's like full of slappers, and if you're a bit older, then don't go there. Unless you're like old, which I know somebody that's like 80 that still likes to get down, and I'm not going to tell you who it is because people of air might know her. But she's 80 years old, or 90. No, I'm sure she's 80. My mum knows her, and she got drunk. She danced in Club de Mar, and she walked from Club de Mar to her home in no shoes. She took her shoes off because the shoes were too high, and that was an 80-year-old. And I was quite amazed, actually. And I mean, the generation of the old people you'd never think would go to Club de Mar if you knew what Club de Mar was like. But I was quite surprised that they had, and I think it's quite a good idea to get more older folk in. But there's another club called Madison's, and on a Saturday night it's 80s, 90s and noughties. It's more for the older people, definitely. There's a lot of old guys in there that are like chat you up for like no reason, but you get lots of drinks off old men if you want that kind of thing, which I just walked out. But it's quite, I don't like it as much. There's not as a good atmosphere in there. A lot of people that I know that are like 20, 21, 22 go there, and they moan, they like say how good it is and that, and then I was like, oh yeah, I really want to go. For having been to Club de Mar loads of times, I was like, oh, I want to go to Madison, see what it's like. Oh, is it going to be good? I went in there and it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. It was like full of old people, and then I was like, well, all these youngish people, well, they are young, was like going ranting about how good it is and that, and I went in and it was like rubbish. It was expensive as anything. I ordered what was it? Vodka and Coke, just a single vodka and a Coke, and I had a shot of cola cubes, which is quite a cheap shot. It's cheaper than Sidekicks. And the shot glass, no joke, was like that. It was tiny. It was like half of a shot glass. I mean, it was like 3/4 of it. It was absolutely tiny. It was about that round, which was really tiny, and about that much. And it was, I was like, is that it? That's gonna get me like halfway to heaven. And then when she said the price, she was like, that's £11.50. And bear in mind that I'd had a vodka and Coke and the glass was like that. It was tiny. And she was like, that's £11.50. And I was like, whoa, £11.50? I was like, you're joking. And I couldn't believe it. It was like, whoa, it was like £11.50. What is going on? So I was like, ah. But it was really funny. So I paid it anyway, and I just went because it's not worth it. And then I went to Club de Mar, and then it was like a vodka and Coke for a big glass was £1, and a big glass of Sidekick was £1. So I was happy. I was back home. But that's not all we've got. I mean, we've got, well, to be fair, the town in Ayrshire is quite rubbish for shopping. It really is. If you're a man, then it is the worst thing ever. For women it's alright, because I mean, you got your, if you want to go to Primark, if you like Primark, we've got 2 River Islands for men and women, but River Island is like, I think because it's like, because we're so, it's like a shopping place. I didn't even know companies could do this, but I think it's like more expensive, because when I went to Glasgow, it was cheaper than the one here, and I was like, whoa. So and the shops aren't that good. Greggs, oh yeah, let me get Greggs across. Scotland is full of Greggs. In our small town, we have three. We have three Greggs, and that's quite a lot. Um, and when it comes like dinner time, like if you're ever in town and it's like 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock or something, Greggs is always packed. Every single one of them, all three of Greggs is packed. It is like rammed. They're not that big. They're not like the fancy nowadays. Like you get Greggs and it's like you got all your big seating bit. It's only small, but I mean the queues are massive. Um, and then I went to Glasgow and I was quite surprised because I couldn't find one Greggs. I mean there must be a Greggs in Glasgow because it's so big, but I couldn't find one Greggs. And in Ayr there's two Subways. But when I went to Glasgow, that I've seen quite a few Subways. I think about three. McDonald's, I only saw one in Glasgow. We've got one in Ayr, but it's quite far out. We've got a Burger King in the town centre in Ayr. I haven't seen one in Glasgow, and I don't think Glasgow's that like the best place for like fast food and stuff and quick food. It's more restaurants in Glasgow, where Ayr is packed with it. It's like packed with crap. I mean, you've got all this bloody Burger King and stuff and Greggs, and I mean, I don't know like what like places are like for fast food. I mean, I know America's apparently quite big for it, but I don't really know. But England's not. Well, England used to be big with fast food, but I don't think it is as much. I think like the fast food places like McDonald's and that is quite big in England, but up here it's like Greggs, and Greggs is worse because Greggs is like pastry. That's like it's like the fatteningest thing you could eat, and I don't think like many Scottish people know that, because they just like they get loads. I mean, they get cakes and everything as well, and I'm just like, whoa, I would never eat that. I mean, I think it's because I grow up with Greggs or something. I don't really know. But overall, I mean, it's a really nice place, and if ever you want to go, then I recommend it. I've said a lot of the downsides of it, but I mean, if you're on holiday, and I suppose that the fast food that's why it's there. Chip shops as well. Oh, we're big on chip shops here. There's the Wellington. It's a chip shop, and it is quite popular. There's a lot of like chip shops. They do like not fast food. Chips and stuff, and obviously for people that know, Scotland is quite big for chips, and deep fat fried stuff. I don't eat it because I don't like chips because it's too greasy for me. But I like it, and I really think that you should just come to Ayr because it's great. And if you're on holiday, then it's even better because I mean you got fast food, you got something to eat. There's Morrison's, Tesco's. You can shop at Asda. So it's really good. So come on holiday, guys. Don't sit there and say you want to go to Spain. Come to Ayr. But if you want to go to Spain, I could see why. But I like Ayr. I like living in Ayr. I like living in the UK for people in different countries. The UK is quite good for politics and things like that. We're quite good for anti-bullying stuff and all that stuff, name calling and stuff. So guys, come to Ayr. It's amazing. And if you ever want to come to Ayr, then like comment me or something and tell me how good it is, the people that live in Ayr, because people don't understand how good Scotland and how good Ayrshire is. So guys, keep it commenting, and hopefully we'll see you in Ayr in the near future. Bye guys.